Speaking of consumers, Consumer Reports surveyed 3,300 Americans with valid driver's licenses in July and August, and they came up with some more data about EV interest.
So the first one is to be expected. The younger the driver, the more interested in getting an EV. But it's important to note that all the age groups are over 50% interested.
Yeah, I mean, even the silent generation, which never...
They never say anything. That's why they're called the silent generation. I mean... A majority of the silent generation would be interested in purchasing an EV.
That's amazing. And as you can see, I mean, it goes up to 78% for millennials. Right. I mean, so as you get younger, they get more interested. 71% said that they had at least some interest in getting an EV at some point. 31% said they would consider getting an EV for their next purchase.
And I mean, that's pretty fantastic.
But some barriers that came up during the report. First is people want more kinds of EVs. The second is consumer-friendly EV charging rates. I'm not sure who they expect the electricity to come from. I mean, because like governments don't give you cheap gas.
Well, yeah, again, this...
In fact, governments tax gas to make it more expensive. So
right, this isn't... These people don't necessarily own EVs and don't exactly know what they're talking about. We're going to get into that later.
Third is people would like EV purchasing rebates. So they would like, tax credits and stuff, which there are a lot of. And third, they would like to invest in EV infrastructure, which I agree. They want to have more charging capabilities. But the biggest barriers to getting an EV seem to be more than 50% of people wanted range and the availability of chargers. They're worried, that hey, I'm going to run out of juice. About half surveyed said they want an EV that will travel at least 300 miles.
Right.
43% said purchase price is holding them back. 30% said insufficient knowledge about EVs is holding them back. And 28% said the lack of a place to charge one at home is holding them back.
So I think that actually the biggest thing, and I know that they actually reported on it, but the real thing that's holding everyone back is insufficient knowledge about EVs, because a lot of these things here are kind of myths, kind of misconceptions about EVs, things that if you were an expert, which of course they don't have to be, I'm not complaining, you would know and you would feel a little bit more comfortable with. There was another study a while back where they actually interviewed a bunch of people. They said, oh, do you want an EV? And they got that data. Then they had like a little course for them to take about EVs where they taught them all of the different things. After that, after they had learned a little bit more, the number like doubled.
It's called the Butts and Seats course.
If you have a friend who has an EV and has the time to kind of walk you through what buying an EV would look like, of like, okay, well, which car do you want to get? Like, oh, you want a Model 3, you want a Leaf, you want a Bolt, where are you going to be charging it? What kind of activities do you want to be doing? Like, oh, you're going on a trip somewhere, let's go look at where the chargers are. All of it is kind of on a case-by-case basis. Like charging infrastructure, case-by-case basis. I went to a school and they had chargers in all the parking lots. And so for me, getting a Leaf with a low range, no brainer. If I were to go to a school in the same city that didn't have EV chargers in the parking lots, I probably wouldn't have been able to do it. So it's really a case-by-case basis for most people as to whether or not they can do an EV.
Hey everybody, thanks so much for watching Now You Know Clips.
You can watch full episodes of Tesla Time News on Mondays and in-depths on Fridays. Just click the link down below to head over to the Now You Know channel.